Hello, I'm with a very interesting individual, Dan Cain, who's a self-described mentalist. I've seen him perform, and he does some amazing things. Dan, welcome.
Thank you very much, Dave.
You can tell me what I'm going to ask you. Oh, no, you don't do that. That's right. Tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm a mentalist. It's a little bit different from being a magician. I don't have props per se on stage, so I have to rely on the props of the minds of the people in the audience. That's who I play off of. Without that, my show wouldn't be as entertaining.
And it is entertaining. I've seen you amaze people. You give them caveats. I do tricks. I don't read mine. I don't actually do magic or anything.
Correct.
And they still come up to you afterward and say, "Can you tell me what's going to happen next week?"
Yes, absolutely. They do that all the time. I'll preface my show with, I'm not really psychic. I don't subscribe to that. What I do is strictly entertainment. It's tricks of the mind and a bit of sleight of hand. But nevertheless, without fail, one or two people after every single show will ask me, what the lottery numbers are, or can I speak with a past loved one? That creeps me out a little bit.
So, how long have you been a mentalist?
Well, I'll give you a quick chronology here.
Okay.
Learned my first couple card tricks when I was about 6 years old. My grandmother showed me a couple card tricks, and she still lives on in me with those two. I still remember how to do them. And whenever someone asks me how I do it, I'll respond with, "Can you keep a secret?" And they'll obviously say, "Well, yeah, I can keep a secret." And I'll say, "So can I."
You pulled out of me a couple times.
Yeah, I have.
For it too.
My grandmother told me that when I was that young, and so that line that she told me lives on through me, and I appreciate her for what she did. And so my parents bought me a magic set, shortly after, and I kind of did that thing for a little bit, the kids do, in magic, but it kind of went by the wayside.
Yes.
Years ago, I met a couple guys who were mentalists, and they saw me do some tricks and how I was working a small crowd, and they asked me if I was interested in learning mentalism. And at that time, I didn't really understand what that was, okay? And I obviously said, yeah, absolutely, I'd love to. And they said, well, think of anything right now. So I did, and they told me. They told me what I thought, just like that, and that was power. That was something else, and I wanted to know. And they taught me quite a bit, and about 7 years ago, my wife is the one who actually told me I should make money at it. And I'm just as good, if not better, than those guys on television.
Why did you think about that?
Well, as a mentalist, I thought that was a good idea. So I started my company, targeted companies, other companies. I do corporate shows,
all right.
And it's done very well for me, very well. I've met some really great people along the way, and I hope to continue.
Now, you operate out of Delaware, but you travel
all over the country.
All over the country?
All over the country. Yep.
So now I know we're going to have the information on the screen, but how can someone reach you if they want to book you for an event?
They can go to my website, which is www.cainillusions.com, or call the office at 302-526-7990.
Oh, that. Yeah, I don't
What's
know.
your favorite venue?
I like after dinner banquets, like sales meetings. Corporations have big sales meetings once or twice a year. And they have a dinner, and I go up on stage, and I love to just wow them after they've had their bellies full, and they're just letting their hair down, and they're relaxed. Because that's the real person. The uptight people before the dinner that they're trying to impress, but after dinner they're relaxed. That's who I want to see when I'm on stage, and those are the venues I love, those type of corporate events.
And above and beyond the entertainment value, you also teach people how to de-stress.
I do. My latest book called
Reprogram
to De-Stress, You Are What You Remember. I teach how to use autogenic training to heal yourself from the inside and de-stress through daily activities. It's not hypnosis per se, right? I allow the reader to really reflect on who they are, what's important to them, and it's almost like a workbook.
Okay.
It's not just a page-by-page read. There's things that you need to write down. It's reflective of who you are, and it's not hypnosis, like I said. So you're fully in control of your body while you're relaxing through the techniques I give, and a lot of people don't understand that self-hypnosis, and I say self-hypnosis, is in a lot of cases a first line of treatment for many conditions, many conditions. I won't be the authority and say, stop taking your medications right now, but there are a lot of good in the techniques I give to help with certain ailments that other people would normally take the pill for.
How big are your audiences, large and small?
I've done shows, intimate shows for about 20 people, and I've done shows as large as 20 or 2,000 people.
2,000 people. So how far in advance do people have to book you? Say a business was having, or a corporation was having an annual dinner.
I would recommend 3 to 4 months.
Wow.
I have shows already booked for December of this year, and I have to get back to someone who actually wants to book me for the fall of next year. So yeah, I would hope that you give me a 3 to 4 month window to schedule you in, because I get booked pretty quickly.
And I know that you also speak before civic groups and such. Speak, not really entertain, but speak to let them know what you do and
Sure. Keynote speeches.
keynote speeches. Okay.
There's a couple different topics I give on keynote speeches. One, of course, is the reprogram to distress. I can help people understand more about what this is during one of those speeches. And I give certain examples through mentalism, how to do that. Another topic that I do with my keynote speeches is the history of mentalism. As boring as that might sound, who likes history, right? The history of mentalism is very fascinating. It goes into, I speak on how mentalism is involved in religion, business marketing. You know, how many of us have gone to the store?
Belief structures.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're called maps. You know,
Yes.
you create maps based on your experiences in life, and I can help you understand what those symbols on those maps mean, and for you to change how you react to them. How many of us have bought something from the store, went home, and had buyer's remorse?
Or as you're checking out where all the things are placed.
It's target market. You know, they place product placement on the shelves, and they have symbols and things and words, and you key in on that, and you buy it, and you get home, and you're like, I really didn't want this.
Well, we could go on for quite a long time with
That's
this
true.
because I find it fascinating. Is there anything that you'd like to add in conclusion?
I do